I'm Vicki Marquez, a food lover, wellness expert, certified health coach, plant-based chef, and author. And I'm here to show you how to nourish your life from the inside out. With my veggie-licious recipes and healthy how-tos, I'll give you all the wellness tools and tips that you need to eat better, feel better, and live better.
Hello everyone, welcome to PHTV Channel 4 in Palos Heights. I'm Sue Jankowski. We're actually traveling around a little bit. We are not in Palos Heights today. We are with our new friend, Vicki Marquez. Thank you for inviting us into your home, Vicki.
Of course, my pleasure.
And welcome to Nourished. We started this program maybe about 5 weeks ago, and Vicki came into the studio and she gave us some wonderful ideas about how to feel better, eat better, look better,
live better.
Live better.
Live better.
It's a great thing to think about. If you can remember those 6 words, they're something that Vicki knows a lot about. She's going to help us with doing those things. Feel better about what we're doing and live better. And today we're going to be eating better too.
Yes.
Before we get started, I just want to refresh your memory about what is Vicki's goals and what do you do? What do you do to encourage people?
So I'm a health coach and I'm a plant-based chef, and I am very passionate about eating well. And I think that one of the biggest things that so many people are struggling with now is diet. Not knowing what to eat, not eating the right things, eating on the go, and just feeling like eating healthy is just not accessible, it's boring. And so my main goal, especially with the cooking segments on Nourished, is to really get people thinking outside the box and incorporating a lot of plant-based, healthy, delicious foods that are easy to make and really, really tasty. And everybody's gonna love, whether you're plant-based or a meat eater, you're gonna love it. So that's really the goal for me, is to just get people excited about veggies and plant-based foods and really have them upgrade their diet.
I think you're right too. Everybody is so busy and we're thinking, ugh, I'm not gonna be chopping and it takes too much time and I just don't wanna eat like a cucumber for dinner. And kind of that's the, some of the thoughts that we have, so it's easier to go out and get something or make something really simple at home. But you can make something simple. She's going to show us today some really great recipes. But before we talk about the recipes, I just want to point this out. We mentioned this to you last time on our program. And it is this ebook that is available to you. Vicki, could you just talk about this a little bit?
Absolutely. So from our first episode of Nourished, we talked through my top 5 tips to eat better, feel better, and live better. And I really consolidated all of the information that I've used, that I use with my clients, and I packaged it up into this little ebook. It's about 18, 19 pages, and it's got everything from episode 1 and then so much more, including recipes. So it's a really fun way to get started. If you're interested in cooking better and feeling better and living better, this is a really great starter guide, and it's available on my website at vickimarquez.com, and it's also available at the Channel 4 stations. So you can get it either place, and it's completely free. So you can just download it and have that handy for you to reference anytime you need to make some healthy upgrades.
And so easy, just laid out so well, real positive and upbeat, really easy to follow, just some great suggestions for some small lifestyle changes that will make you feel better about what you're doing. And I think some things that we always put on second, and that's ourselves.
Yes.
And so this kind of encourages you, you got to put yourself first in your day and do some of those things that are good for you. And just encouraging you to drink the water and how can you make it interesting, and go ahead and meditate. Well, how do you do that? Really some simple steps in here to do. I think you'd really enjoy reading this. So go ahead and download it at home, or just, you don't even have to download it. If you want to, just open it up and look at
Absolutely.
it. I like to have things, on paper. So I just downloaded that. But I just wanted to mention it again because it is available for you to look at, and it's perfectly free.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Of course, absolutely, my pleasure.
All right, now what are we cooking?
So it's barbecue season. Even though we're nearing the end of summer, you don't want to let summer slip away without one last backyard bash, right?
Right.
Do you love backyard barbecue?
Well, we love to cook outside. Yes, we do, and it's fun to try something different.
Yeah. It's some of my favorite memories are just hanging out with friends, family, low key. It's relaxing, it's intimate, it's great for the adults, the kids, the dogs. Everybody has a good time because you're right there at
all
home.
out there.
And so today we are doing a plant-based barbecue. We're going to start off with a Kumado gazpacho, and then we're going to do a grilled potato salad and a black bean burger, and then fruit skewers with a maple grapefruit glaze for dessert and some banana ice cream, but there's no dairy involved. So that's what we're making today. And one thing I want to mention with all of these recipes, they're completely plant-based, which means no animal products at all, and they are also dairy-free and gluten-free. So if you're having a party and you have people with allergies or food restrictions, this menu right here will feed everybody and you don't have to worry about a thing. So it's really great for everybody.
It is really great for everybody. So I think sometimes you shouldn't tell people because they don't really know
What you
unless
don't
you
know
really
won't
tell
hurt
them.
you,
And then they'll
right?
be so surprised it's delicious and they didn't even know what they were eating.
Absolutely, and this is really delicious. And one of the keys with plant-based cooking that we'll be talking about a lot is infusing flavor. So it's always about adding layers of spices and herbs and coming up with new ways to add a lot of flavor to traditional dishes, and that's what really makes the recipes pop.
All right.
Taste delicious.
This looks good.
Yes, this is good. So today we're going to start off with our Kumado gazpacho. And Kumado gazpacho is something that I invented. Now, I didn't invent the gazpacho part. Gazpacho is basically a classic Spanish soup that is served chilled. And it's from southern Spain where it's really warm. So this is a great, light, refreshing, perfect soup to have for the summer. There's so many modern twists that you can do with gazpacho. The traditional base is tomato, but I've seen cucumber and avocado and even cantaloupe and watermelon gazpachos. So you can really play with any kind of food and fruit that you love and make a really nice chilled soup. So that's what we're going to start off with.
Okay.
And we're going to do a traditional version, meaning that we're going to use the tomatoes as the base, but we're going to kick it up with some Kumado tomatoes.
Which I'm not really familiar with the Kumado tomato.
So these are our Kumado
Kumado
tomatoes. Yes, Kumado tomato. These are our Kumados, and they're basically very similar to a tomato, except they're smaller, and they're, as you can see, slightly brown with green and red undertones.
They almost look like a plum.
Yeah, and when I first saw these, I was like, what is that? Is that a genetically modified food? And it is not. These were actually discovered on the coastline of Spain, so it ties in perfectly with our Spanish soup. But they're just little brown tomatoes and they're delicious. They're slightly sweet, slightly smoky, and a lot less acidic than a regular tomato.
Oh.
So if you have any kind of acid reflux or if you can't have that, these are a better option for you. Okay. So they're really, really delicious. So we are going to just throw everything in the blender. Oh. And as we cook, I just want to let you guys know, all of these ingredients are completely customizable. So you don't have to make this gazpacho with Kumados if you can't find them. You can use regular tomatoes, you can use heirloom tomatoes, the tomatoes that you're growing in your garden, really anything that you like and you have on hand. So don't let this be intimidating for you, just let it be fun and cook with things that you love. So I'm just gonna do 3 Kumados, throw them in there, you just quarter them up. We're gonna blend it so the rough chop is okay. And then I have 2 regular tomatoes. These are actually from my grandma's garden. Oh, so I get all of my produce that I can from her.
That's nice.
So those are 2 just regular tomatoes. You can use beefsteak. You can use Roma tomatoes, tomatoes on the vine, any tomatoes that you have and that you like. And then we're going to add in 1 clove of garlic peeled. You just throw that right in as well. And then we're gonna do some sherry vinegar. Now sherry vinegar is a wine vinegar, and this again is indigenous to the Spaniards, the Spanish regions of Spain, obviously.
So to give it more of that authentic gazpacho taste, you want to use some of these ingredients.
Absolutely. So sherry vinegar, a traditional gazpacho is really heavy based with garlic, olive oil, sherry vinegar, and then of course the fresh herbs and fruit. But if you have white wine vinegar or champagne vinegar, you can absolutely substitute, but this does give it the more authentic taste. So we're just gonna do 1.5 tablespoons of the sherry vinegar. Put that in, a little bit extra. Give it that nice flavor.
I like the smell of vinegar.
I know.
It smells kind of fresh.
Okay. And then this is another little modern twist. So I'm going to be using this R.W. Knudsen organic berry veggie juice. It's a really great tomato-based fruit juice basically. And this is optional. In traditional gazpachos, they don't use this. It's all tomato. And you can go that route and add more tomatoes instead of using a tomato juice or a vegetable juice. But if you're gonna do that, you might wanna strain it because it will be really pulpy. You can also use, if you have V8 at home or any kind of tomato-based liquid, you're gonna use 1.5 cups of a tomato juice or
something similar.
Something similar to that. So I love this brand. It's all organic. This is actually loaded with veggies like green peppers and cucumbers and onions. So you get a lot of those flavors that you would get from a traditional gazpacho, which is what I really like.
Well, and I think this is just available at the regular grocery store.
This is available at your regular grocery store, so you don't have to go far.
Products.
But again, if you can't find this brand, feel free to just use whatever vegetable juice that you can find and run with it. And then we are going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of dried oregano.
Okay.
You can use fresh oregano, but dried herbs in general are generally more potent than fresh. So if you're going to be using fresh oregano, you'll probably want to do about 1 tablespoon rather than a teaspoon.
Okay.
And then a little bit of...
Looks like we're going to add some zing.
Crushed red pepper. Totally optional. I like things spicy. Do you like things spicy?
Moderately.
All right, well, we won't go heavy on the spice then. We'll just do a little scoop. You can put in as much as or as little crushed red pepper as you like. You can do cayenne, which is just ground crushed red pepper, or you can leave it out. And then really, that's it. We're gonna do a little bit of salt and pepper. Just grind that in, just to taste. And a sprinkling of some sea salt.
This really would be nice for guests too. It looks so fancy, kind of, you know.
It is. It's
something really special.
Wait till you see how we're gonna serve it.
Really?
We have a fun little twist on that too. All right, so this is gonna make a little bit of noise. Let's just get it going. And you just blend it till it's all combined. You don't want a lot of chunks in this part because we're gonna add that is it. Now we're just gonna let this go.
That is one powerful blender.
So this is a Vitamix blender, which is a very good blender. If you guys can invest in a good blender, this is the blender to get. But you can make this in any blender. Food processor will work too. So we're gonna serve it in a pitcher.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually use some diced cucumber. So in Spain, when they make their gazpacho, they usually would use stale bread, and they would soak it in water, and that would give it a little bit of thickness and a different texture and consistency.
Yes.
So instead of the bread, we're gonna go with some diced up cucumber.
Nice.
Again, fresh from the garden. Let me grab a spoon here. Fresh from the garden. If you're growing cucumbers, add them in. You can get them at the store, of course, but. And then this is about 1/2 of a green pepper diced up. We're gonna add the green pepper into the bottom of the pitcher. And then what we have here is jicama. So a lot of people don't know what jicama is. Are you familiar with jicama?
Yes, I am.
You are, okay. Every time I say jicama to my clients, they look at me like,
what?
What? What? So jicama actually, this is a jicama. If you see it in your produce section, I love demystifying foods in the produce section for my clients because it really opens a whole new world of possibilities. But the jicama, it looks like a potato. It has that brown bark-like skin. And when you cut it open, it is just beautiful white. It's kind of like a savory apple. It's sweet and nutty and crispy and juicy, and you can have it raw, you can cook it. There's so many things you can do with it, and it's so great for you. And again, this is really indigenous to like Central and South America, so it pairs really well with our Spanish gazpacho.
Well, I agree with you, though. You look at this in the grocery store, and there's a lot of vegetables and things like that. You look at it and you think, well, I don't know what this is. What would I do with it? I don't know. Here it goes. It goes back. Because I don't know what to do with it.
Because you just
so
don't know.
that is a nice way to use it.
So now you know. And then we're just going to pour our gazpacho right over our diced veggies. And then we're going to give it a little stir. Just to get it all mixed up.
I mean, with all those vegetables in there, on top of smushed up vegetables, that is really, it's loaded with vitamins.
Really, this is just as good as drinking a green juice, guys. I promise you're gonna get so many vitamins and minerals and fiber because we're keeping the jicama is loaded with fiber and we're keeping it whole, so we're not stripping it. And then we're just going to chill this. You want to chill this for at least 15 minutes. You can chill it longer. You can chill it overnight. So you can make this the day before and not even have to worry the day of.
That's great too.
And then there you have it. That's your gazpacho. It's very, very easy. Anybody can do it. You can get the kids involved. This is a fun one for the kids to get involved with.
It does. And when they're involved, they're more likely to eat it.
Of course.
And it smells so good too. It's really fresh smelling.
And the longer it sits and chills, the flavors marinate as with anything. They marry and they really intensify. So the longer you can let it chill, the better tasting it's going to be.
That sounds good.
Yeah, so we're going to pop this in.
And then we'll be back. Okay, while the gazpacho is cooling in the refrigerator, we're going to move on to another recipe. And there's lots of little ramekins and little bowls and lots of stuff here. What are we making?
Lots of stuff. So we're making two things right now. We're going to make our grilled potato salad and we're going to make our black bean burgers. So we're going to start off with the grilled potato salad and let the flavors marinate a little bit, and then we'll work on our burgers and get everything on the grill pan. So I know we mentioned backyard barbecue.
Right.
We aren't in the backyard. We are going to be using a grill pan here on the stove. You can put all of this stuff on your outdoor grill. You can use an indoor grill pan. And the really nice thing about these two recipes is that you can also put them in the oven. So if you don't have a grill pan and your barbecue gets rained out, or you don't have a grill at all, you can absolutely bake the black bean burgers or pan fry them, and you can roast the potatoes.
Perfect.
So it can be done.
You can use it no matter what.
No matter what.
But it's fun to cook it outside.
It really is. So we're going to get started with the potato salad.
Okay.
And we're going to start with a really simple vinaigrette. Now, potato salads, when you usually think of a barbecue, it's mayo-based, very heavy.
Right.
This is a lighter take. We're going to be making a Dijon-based potato salad, which is delicious. And this is actually something that I do for weeknight dinners, is I'll make some potatoes, make my Dijon vinaigrette, put it over a huge bed of arugula, some capers. So you can make this variation a dinner. It doesn't have to be saved for a special occasion, but it tastes really fancy. So your guests will probably want another invite back to the barbecue once they have this potato salad. Good. So we're going to get started with about 1.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil.
All right.
Good healthy fats going right in. And that aside. And then here we have 3 cloves of garlic chopped. We're going to start just using half of that. So you want 1.5 cloves of garlic chopped.
Okay.
And we're going to use this after we grill the potatoes.
All right.
And then here we have some parsley. So this is about 2 tablespoons of chopped up parsley. You're going to want to do about half of this into the mix right now. And then we have 2 scallions that have been thinly sliced. So you're going to just throw all of that goodness right in there.
That's a lot. Well, this is going to be good. You know, it's so great if you can actually cook, grow some of these things outside, the parsley and the scallions and stuff, so you don't have to be running off, buying those things.
Absolutely. And so you're just going to give it a whisk. And then right here, we're using multicolored fingerlings.
Pretty.
So this again is just for the pretty factor, although multicolored potatoes or any fruit or veggie with darker skin, they have a lot more carotenoids, which are basically, they act as antioxidants. So they're disease fighting, they keep you looking young, feeling great. So the darker the skin, the darker the pigment, the more antioxidants you're getting. So that's why we're going to up the health factor.
I don't know that I've ever seen the purple ones.
Aren't they pretty?
They really are.
And then we're just going to toss these. Actually, I'm going to use a spoon now for that. Or a spatula. Let's just spatula. Get them nicely coated.
Okay.
In all of that goodness.
Now, are these just raw potatoes right now?
I'm sorry, these are parboiled.
Okay.
So you parboil them, that helps speed up the cooking time on the grill. And for those of you who don't know how to parboil, you just pot of cold water, add your potatoes, bring it to a boil, and then let it go for about, reduce the heat to a simmer, let it go for about 8 minutes until they're fork tender, so that you have these. And I actually parboiled these yesterday. So again, this can all be done in advance, even the actual grilling, because you can serve this salad cold or warm. So if you're in a crunch for time the day of your barbecue, you can do this all the day before and still have a really fabulous
That's nice
party.
because sometimes if you've got a lot of things going on the grill or whatever, you can get a little overwhelmed with the timing of things too. So it's nice to be able to do that ahead of time.
Absolutely. So those are your potatoes. We're going to let them marinate, and then you don't have to. You can go straight to the grill, but because we're making the black bean burgers, we're going to let those sit for just a little bit as we do our black bean burgers.
Okay.
So black bean burgers, I love a good veggie burger. Store-bought veggie burgers are sometimes loaded with unhealthy things. There are some good brands, but making a homemade veggie burger or bean burger is really, really simple, and you can use pretty much any grain, bean, vegetable, spice, herb that you have on hand.
Okay.
So we're going to do a black bean and rice. This kind of goes along with the south of the border flavors and Spanish flavors of our gazpacho. So here we have 1 can of drained, rinsed, BPA-free black beans, and you want to make sure that you rinse them because there's a lot of sodium in those cans, so you want to rinse that off, and then you just add those right into your food processor.
Okay.
And this is another throw it all in, blend it together, and you've got it done. And another spoon. This is 2 cups of cooked brown rice. So again, you can do the brown rice in advance. You can use any grain. If you have millet that you made from the night before, or quinoa, or regular rice, you can really use any grain with this.
Doesn't have to be brown rice.
It doesn't. Okay. What I like about the black bean and rice combo, besides the fact that I feel like beans and rice just go really well together, they're also a complete protein. So when you are having beans and rice together, if you are following a plant-based diet, you're getting all 9 essential amino acids that your body can't make. So it is a complete protein for you.
Okay, that's good to know.
All right, so then, and you know, so many times my customers and my clients are like, you know, I really don't like onion, or I really don't like cumin, I don't like that. Again, these are completely customizable. So if you're not into red onion, leave it out. If you don't like jalapeno or spice, don't worry about it. Again, this is really just about your taste buds and what you like and have on hand. So this is about 1/4 of a red onion, large red onion diced up. And you can, do you like onion? You want more onion, less onion?
No, I like onion.
Okay. Well,
you know, but I feel like too, sometimes people don't like, you know, they might not want to eat a big piece of red onion on something, but they might like it within something if they gave it a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can try this recipe. I love it. My husband loves it, which is always a hit when the family loves it. This is 1 jalapeno, seeded and diced up. You want to make sure that you remove the seeds and membranes because that's where the heat lives, unless you really want it very hot, then keep that in. And make sure that when you are de-seeding a jalapeno or any hot pepper, that you do not touch your eyes afterwards. Make sure you wash your hands really good. That will linger on your fingers for quite a while.
Okay.
So be careful with the jalapeno and the hot peppers. I love them. They're very, very delicious. So we've got that, and then every burger, plant-based burger, needs a binder. Not even plant-based. When you're making a regular burger, you usually use egg as a binder. But what we're using is ground flaxseed and olive oil. So ground flaxseed is basically just flax seeds that are ground up. And flax seeds are the richest source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, which are absolutely great for your skin and keeping you, very hydrated and moisturized. And they're great for reducing inflammation, so that helps prevent sickness. So you can make a flax egg, which is 1 tablespoon of ground flax with 3 tablespoons of water that you just whisk together and let sit for about 5 minutes, and it becomes the consistency of an egg, and that's a great egg replacement. But in this particular burger, we're going to actually use olive oil instead of water to give it more of that delicious flavor and healthy fats. So we're putting in 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, and then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Right there.
I really didn't know that about flaxseed, that you could use it, as a binder kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And other great binders for plant-based burgers are cooked root vegetables like sweet potatoes or rutabagas that you mash, mashed beans, blended tofu, oats, breadcrumbs, all work really well as binders. So I'm
assuming you could use an egg as well if you wanted to.
You can use an egg. Okay. Yeah, you absolutely can use an egg, but then it's not plant-based. So
it goes into a different realm of...
Right, because then you're using animal products. So if we're going plant-based, that's why you wouldn't use an egg. But if you are eating eggs regularly and you want to use an egg, you can absolutely use an egg as well.
Good to know.
And then this is garlic. We have 3 chopped cloves of garlic. I love garlic, but if you don't want to have 3, you can do 2, you can do 1, you can omit it. But I love garlicky food, so we're going to throw this right in here as well. And then sometimes I put cilantro in the burger. Today, we're going to just leave it out because I know a lot of people don't love the taste of cilantro. That's one that can go either way. We're going to salt it, of course. Always add a good amount of salt and pepper. And then
this smells so good, the pepper, the garlic, all of that.
all
Very
these
nice.
delicious scents. And so here we have a half a teaspoon of ground cumin and a half a teaspoon of ground paprika. And so I'm going to throw these in for extra spice. You can use chili powder, you can use cayenne if you want it extra spicy. Again, it's really up to you. And if you want to do something totally different, and maybe you want to go Italian with these burgers, you can use cannellini beans and quinoa and then top it with a marinara and some fresh basil. You can make Indian flavors using potatoes and peas and curry powder. So really whatever flavors and foods you love, use those. And that's it. That's really everything into the food processor. We're going to get a little bit noisy again for a second here as we put this together. You just lock it in place. And then you're going to want to let it go till it's pretty well blended, unless you want a really chunky burger. But I find that the less chunks, the easier they stick together.
Right.
So you want to get those beans
I can
nice
see that.
and
Yeah.
and we might have to scrape. So now we're going to scrape it down. Just grab another spatula here. Just push it down in.
Boy, it does pulverize quickly, so it doesn't take a lot. Now, how many burgers would you say this would make?
This will make about 6 burgers.
Okay.
And you know, another fun thing to do with a mixture just like this is to make little mini meatballs. You can do sliders. If you do sliders, you'll get more burgers out of it. So have fun with it. I love doing little meatballs like this.
Yeah, that would be great. Now, could you take this and like put it in some saran wrap and put it in the freezer so you can just pop it out later?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I love about these burgers. You can have the mixture made. Just like you said, you can make your patties, or you can just have the mixture and cover it with plastic wrap, keep it in the refrigerator for up to 5 days. But you can form your patties, individually wrap them and keep them in the refrigerator, and then after a busy day at the office, come home and just pull it out, pop it in the oven, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Or on the grill.
Yeah.
So yes, absolutely, you can make it in advance.
That's good to know. That's handy.
Yeah, and for the barbecue too, if you're doing your meal prep the day before your guests are arriving, and you're making your gazpacho and you're making your potato salad, you can absolutely make the burgers and have those ready as well. So
Very good.
a little bit more. All right, sorry about the noise.
No, that's got to happen. Looks like we got to stir it another time to get it really.
You can. I actually am going to leave that top layer because on the bottom it's good to go. So we can actually leave it. Again, it's up to you. That's the fun thing about cooking is however you like it. You can absolutely give it this another go. I'm going to actually just take it out and show you guys what that looks like. So this is a consistency where it's kind of a medium blend, I would say. There are some chunks, but it's not super chunky, and most of it is pureed, so it will bind. And you just want to watch, you know, a couple minutes just to make sure that the mixture is sticking together, which it is. And that's really all you need, is just to make sure that it holds together really well. And so then you just take this mixture and you form it into patties. And the magic of TV, we do have some already started over here. So you just want to take about a handful, get a little messy here. This would make about 6 if you're going this size. You can go a little bit bigger.
Just like you would make a hamburger patty.
Exact same way that you would make a hamburger patty. And there you go. Now, if you're making these in the oven, you can make them a little bit thicker, and they will actually dry out more in the oven. So if you're doing them on the grill pan, you might want to go a little bit thinner so that they aren't mushy when you're serving them. But that's it. You just grill them and put them in the oven, however you're preparing them.
Okay. Really, they just stuck together just like that.
So they are not one of those bean or veggie burgers that fall apart.
That just crumble,
easily.
yeah.
No. So we have our grill pan.
Okay. Do you want to? I'm going to move out of your way.
Yeah.
Here
So we've got it heated. It's actually
it's warm.
Really warm.
I can
so
feel
we're going
it.
to turn that down a little bit, but you just medium high heat for your grill pan if you're doing an indoor grill, and then you're just going to want to, of course, drizzle it with some olive oil so that nothing sticks. And yes, this grill pan is really warm. So we had a little bit too high there. And then just brushing on the oil so that it's nice and coated. And then this is where we're going to do half and half. We're going to basically just take our veggie burgers, our black bean burgers, and we're going to get them going on the grill pan.
Now, you must use a grill pan fairly often then. I mean, I don't really do that. So that's a really convenient way to grill things indoors, especially during the winter.
Especially in the winter, because you're not having those backyard barbecues most likely. So you're going to get those on. And one other thing that we're going to do with our potato salad, because we're going to get those going too, is we're going to grill the lemon. So we'll put the lemon on. And I love grilling citrus. It really brings out the smoky flavor and makes the fruit extra juicy. So with the citrus, we're going to leave that on for about 2 minutes, face down, and that comes off. The potatoes, we're also going to throw on the grill at this time, face down, cut side down. 5 minutes for the burgers, 5 minutes for the potatoes on each side. Then you flip them, another 5 minutes, and you're done.
And that's true for the burgers too, so they'll be done all at
the same time.
Okay.
Burgers and potatoes will be done all at the exact same time. So we're just going to let these go for 5 minutes, get everything on the grill, and then when we come back, we can plate everything and start our dessert.
All right, that sounds good. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
This looks... Okay, well, we're back. You can see everything is cooked out. Beautiful.
Yes.
Smells wonderful.
Delicious. So we are going to just finish up the potato salad. We took our burgers off of the grill pan, and we are just serving it with some whole grain buns, lettuce, red onion, yellow tomato, and an avocado, cilantro, lime dressing. That you can get that recipe on my website. But you can serve the toppings any way you like. You can do mustard and ketchup. You can do sliced radish and arugula if you want something more peppery. So any toppings you like. And then you see the gazpacho is chilled. We're serving them in little shooters, so it's really fun to carry around the yard and just drink them back, kind of like a Bloody Mary, but kid approved and kid safe.
So cute. How you would just love to, any kid would love this. I think adults would love this too.
Yeah, it's fun.
So cute.
And they're
Great
easy to
idea.
carry around when you're in the yard and you have your little skewers.
Right.
So we're just gonna finish up our grilled potato salad, and then we're gonna do dessert, and we will have our company arrive any minute, right? Ready to eat. So as you remember, we had made the marinade for the potatoes. We kept all of those ingredients right in the same bowl. We took the potatoes and the lemon off the grill, and we're just going to reincorporate that with a little bit more dressing. So we used half of the garlic. This is the remaining half of the garlic that we're just going to put right into our dish. The other remaining half of our parsley. Right in. Another tablespoon and a half of extra virgin olive oil. A little bit more. It's okay.
Wow, it just smells so good.
The flavors. And I love the colors. I
Beautiful
just think
colors.
they're so pretty. And then I promised Dijon, so we're going to do a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. You can use a grainy mustard if you like having those little mustard seeds in the mix. Put that in, and then we're doing about 2 tablespoons of chopped chives, so we'll add those into the mix.
This seems like it'd be a dressing that's great for any salad, not just this potato salad, but you could use it wherever.
Oh yeah, you can make a basic, add more oil, and you can do a vinaigrette, or you can add a little bit of vinegar. We're gonna salt and pepper, add some more at the end to taste, and that's it. So you're just gonna stir that up. make your dressing. If you're doing a salad dressing, you might not want to use so many of the, scallions and chives, but you absolutely can. But you might want to cut those in half and increase your liquid, your oil.
Because you don't need the liquid for this.
And then look how beautiful the grilled lemons are.
Beautiful.
I almost said onions.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to squeeze in the whole juice of the lemon.
Oh wow, this is really going to be good.
Because you need some extra acid in the dressing, so get that lemon juice in there. And I just love the flavor.
And by grilling it, it does give it a little bit of a different flavor.
It does. It gives it a little bit more of a smoky flavor. So you will have a little slightly different flavor than just, you don't have to grill the onions though. Why do I keep calling a lemon an onion?
Just in your head.
It's because I'm looking at a bowl of onions. You do not have to grill the lemon. You can absolutely just do regular lemons squeezed in there. And then you're going to reincorporate your potatoes right back in the bowl. So it's one dish, nice and easy. Get them all coated together. You just want each potato to have a good bite of dressing, a good mix.
Very nice. Very pretty.
That's that. And we're going to
have those nice grill marks on it. Makes it look good too.
Delicious. And that is your grilled potato salad. And like I said, making it just like this and throwing it over a huge bed of arugula and some capers, if you do animal products, some shaved Parmesan or some kind of cheese, it's really, really delicious, and it's a quick dinner.
Yeah,
so there you have the burgers, your gazpacho, and our potato salad.
Nice.
And so now it's time to have our sweet tooth.
All right. What
sweet
are we
tooth
doing
satisfied.
For teeth?
So we are going to do a very fun skewer. So whenever you're doing skewers on the grill, you're always going to want to make sure that you soak your skewers for at least 2 hours so that they don't burn. It's less important on an indoor grill pan, but I did it just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
And then here we have some diced pineapple that you can get at the store. And I'm just going to quickly cut up these peaches because it's peach season. I love peaches.
And we are going to grill these.
We're going to grill these. Okay. Absolutely. So you're going to want bigger chunks because you want them to hold on. But yeah, if you can start skewering. And actually,
is there a
get this grill pan back on?
A order, a rhyme, a reason, or you just any
old way,
any way you like.
And this is another fun thing for the kids to get involved with.
That's
for fun making skewers.
It is, and it's a nice way to eat fruit. Most kids love fruit, so it won't be too hard to convince them to help you.
Right, all of those natural sugars. And when you grill, so many people don't grill fruit, but it really, the heat it caramelizes the natural sugars in the fruit, so it makes them sweeter and more decadent and dessert-worthy, I think. And you can have fun with, again, whatever fruit you love. If you want to do apples and bananas, strawberries, watermelon, you can grill just about anything. So while you're skewering, I'm going to make our maple grapefruit glaze.
Okay.
And just going to take a half of a grapefruit. And this is super fun because you can grill the grapefruit, which I usually do in this recipe, but today we're just going to squeeze it right in. And you're going to do about a half of a grapefruit juiced. Just get that juice in there. But you can grill this and give it a more smoky flavor, and that'll kind of tie in nicely with the whole barbecue. So not too much grapefruit because not everybody loves grapefruit, but it's a really fun twist.
And they might like it this way.
Yes, because we are going to sweeten it up even more. So you have your grapefruit, and then we're going to do about a 1/4 cup of maple syrup in with the grapefruit. Whoop.
And there's nothing to this. And boy, pineapple has been so reasonable lately too.
Absolutely.
It's easy. And I just want to mention too that, this is the season where the farmers markets are still really in full throttle. We have one in Palos Heights. It's on Wednesdays at 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can still go there, 123rd and Harlem Avenue. But, most communities have a farmer's market.
Absolutely.
Wherever you are. So it's kind of nice to be able to go over there and shop, see your neighbors.
Check it out. Say hello to the farmers, get to know them.
Right.
Support them.
Support your local produce makers.
Absolutely.
And then you get a nice wide choice of stuff.
Yes. All right, so there we go. We have, what I did to the glaze was I just added about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of sea salt, and a little bit of cayenne pepper for a little extra heat.
Oh, that's fun.
Optional, you don't have to add it. And you just whisk that together, and then we're gonna brush this over once we get our fruit on the grill. So, she's moving right along with the skewering.
Got to get these on there. Ooh,
And while she's finishing that up, I have our banana for our banana ice cream. Now this is such a phenomenal thing to do. I love doing this. If you have an ice cream craving, you just take a really ripe banana. You peel it, you slice it, you pop it in the freezer, and then you put it in your little food processor and you have banana ice cream. You can absolutely add some kind of an almond milk or coconut milk if you want it to be creamier. Or you can add cacao and give it a chocolate flavor, or some nut butter, and you can have a lot of fun with the flavors there too.
This looks good.
And I'm just gonna grab
Okay.
4.
Okay, so you cut them, then froze them, and they'll still blend up even though they're still frozen like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it's gonna look like, it's gonna take a minute, and it's gonna look like it's not working, but just keep going with it, and you will have the consistency of an ice cream. You'll see here in a second.
Okay.
So let's get the skewers on the grill
Go
pan.
right ahead.
We're just gonna put them on.
Okay.
Love that sizzle. And with these, they don't require a lot of time. It's, like 2 minutes per side. And then we're just gonna, right over the top, brush our maple grapefruit cinnamony glaze. And that's gonna drip down and help prevent sticking. So good.
That looks good.
And the smell. Oh, I wish you guys could smell what we smell.
Someday they will be able to, I kind of feel like, but it does really smell great.
Infuse scent into the television.
Grapefruit and cinnamon. I mean, it's going to smell nice.
So we're going to let that go for about 2 minutes. We'll twist them around, and then we'll brush them again. And while that's going, if you can keep an eye on the skewers.
I sure will.
I will get working on the banana ice cream.
All right.
And this will happen.
Wow.
And so it doesn't look like it's doing anything, but keep going. Take this because you're going to want to scrape the sides just a little bit because there's a lot of banana goodness going on up here.
This is a great thing. I try and buy bananas so that it's timed perfectly, between the green and the ripe, and you still can't always use them as you want to. So this is a great way to use them. Everyone says bake banana bread. Well, I'm not a big banana bread baker.
Right. And that's a lot of time.
It is, and I'm just marginal about banana bread. This is a much better way to use your ripe bananas.
Yeah, or you can throw them in a smoothie. If whenever they're starting to go, pop them in the freezer. Peel them first because you will not be able to get the skin off. But just peel the banana, pop it in the freezer, and you can throw it in a smoothie, or you can make the ice cream, or make a breakfast bowl with some acai and different things. So
that's a great idea.
Don't get rid of those bananas.
Right.
Keep them.
Boy, it really is getting to be a consistency that you just spoke about. Very creamy.
Yeah. So I will stop and show you guys exactly what you're looking for here. And this is just one banana. You can do 2, you can do 3, you can do 4, you can do as many as you like. But the consistency really is that of ice cream. So we just did 1 banana, so this is a really small amount. We'll put it in a bowl here. Can you check the skewers just to make sure maybe flip?
Yep, maybe I should give them a turn.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I think
just making sure that those are nice and delicious. So the consistency is just like a delicious ice cream. And it goes so wonderful with these skewers.
Yep, they're getting nice and
golden. All right, we'll brush them again. I just love the sizzle of a grill. I really do.
You know, something good is coming.
Right? It's exciting. And again, any fruits will work with these skewers. And they're fruit, so you don't have to let them go too long. If you want them a little bit, you know, with more of a bite, and you don't want them as soft as they'll get on the grill, because they will get a little bit softer, you can take them off whenever. But for that good grill flavor, about 2 minutes each side. And then we can actually start making our burgers while we finish up.
Good, let's do that.
Here's a plate.
That sounds good. I'm just going to move this out of the way a little bit. Just shove it over. I mean, these burgers are just perfectly shaped. They didn't fall apart.
They kind of look like meat, right?
They do.
You might not know. If you're a skeptic, you might not know. And there's a really great texture to them. They don't fall apart. Beautiful. I mean, they're really firm.
Just firm and nice. I am going to put on a little of everything. Of course, I'm going to reach for this. This looks good.
Top it out really well. And again, you can do a fun burger buffet where you have a variety of different burger toppings that your guests can mix and match and customize. You can do grilled onions since you've got the grill going. Really anything that you like.
No, what kind of, this is so pretty, this lettuce.
It's from my grandma's garden, but but it's a basic bib lettuce.
What would we do without grandma?
So yeah, what would we do without her? She's got the most amazing raspberry patch.
Wow,
she's amazing.
And these pretty orange tomatoes,
and those are hers as well.
Of course.
She is my farmer's market.
She is.
She's where I shop in the summer. I go to my grandma's yard.
You know, I bet she's pretty happy about that. I think I did this upside down. Did I? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
All right. I'm the upside down
burger.
burger. You betcha I am. I mean, look at it. How could it not? I mean, it's just beautiful.
2 thumbs up.
Oh my gosh. I mean, really, really good.
Good. I'm glad you love it.
It's delicious.
We're going to shut off our skewers, and I'm going to put those on, actually.
You know, I mean, it tastes like just a really nice blending of so many flavors. Like, it tastes like veggies, of course, and really good. I mean, like a way you probably haven't had them before. At least I haven't.
Absolutely.
It's delicious.
And then there are your skewers.
I love it.
With your side of banana ice cream right there. And that is your whole plant-based barbecue. And you don't even know that anything is missing.
No, and I mean, everything is so good that I think if people try it, they'll want to keep trying it over and over, because it was not difficult to watch you do that. No. A little chopping, which you did, you know, a little bit ahead of time, but that's it. And if you have some of the food processors and the veggie mix, or just your blender, you can put this together.
Right.
It is really sensational. You're gonna love it.
And for, you know, obviously we're doing this in a short amount of time, so I diced up all of the onions and ingredients a little bit finer, but because everything is getting blended, you don't really have to chop as much as I did. You can do whole cloves of garlic, so you don't have to chop it. You're just gonna blend a little longer. So you can even take some of that prep work out by going a little bit longer in your blender or food processor. So
wow, this is really
super
good.
quick, and it lasts. The burgers will last, the potato salad will last, so you can make this all, like I said, in advance and pull it out and have a wonderful meal ready for your friends.
Okay, now what if our viewers want to know more?
If you guys want to know more, you can get all of these recipes as well as the full grocery shopping list for the entire meal. One page, all of your ingredients, one spot at vickimarquez.com. That's my website where you can get this information under the Nourished tab, and that website will be at the bottom of the screen. And then of course the station, you guys have the recipes and all of the information and documents, so you can always get it from Channel 4. But yeah, this is basically everything that you'll need on my website, Channel 4. Get your delicious recipes and try them. Let us know what you think.
Oh, they will. And you know what? I got to try this too, because this is
I have
not
to try
only
one
cute.
too.
There you go.
Do you mind? Thanks.
No, and we're going to cheers.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To your health.
To your health. To the end of summer, fun Labor Day barbecue spread.
And you know what? You can grill year-round right in your own home, or go outside in the snow and grill. That's okay too. We've done it. You've probably done it too. Well, thanks for watching us. We will see you next time on Nourished.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The crunch of the jicama.
It's so good. I like eating these.
It's got
too.
just a teeny weeny bit of spice to it in a really nice way. Oh, it's delicious.